Hello, this is Daniel Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide. Recently, CIG previewed a new type of user interface design element called UI cards, which I'm pretty sure gave everybody Minority Report vibes.
Running out of time. I was thinking maybe I'd play hooky, stay home today.
Right meeting.
Working too much.
Can you grab that?
It sure did for me. Now, what these UI cards are essentially doing is taking the building block system that CIG has been developing for some time and virtualizing it not onto a panel or MFD element, but into the environment itself. And it generated quite a lot of reaction, particularly for the virtualized ship loadout configurator. In fact, I'm thinking that these environmental elements might be replacing a great many of the pages on your mobiGlas in the future. Now, this tiny preview, again, particularly the ship loadout part, has generated quite a bit of reaction among streamers and video makers, much of it admiring the general gee whiz character of it, but a few grumbling about feature creep, effort wasted on unnecessary fluff, and a little about the perceived jitteriness of the sample video. But I think most of them are missing what is actually going on behind the change. Even Jared seemed to miss the bigger point behind it. How it solves one of the most intransigent problems the UI team has been facing. Every release it appears in the issue council and is never fully solved, and every time the UI team takes questions from the community, it is near the top of the concerns and always stated as one of the team's most thorny problems. What is it? Well, let me just play this one example from 2019.
Space. We got a question from the live chat here that speaks to those of us who have non-standard resolution monitors. What are we doing to support non-1080p resolutions? Many Star Citizens tend to be on the cutting edge of technology and have these 16, the 21 by 9 monitors or 32 by 9 monitors. If you're my dad, what are we doing to help the UI play better on that? Every time a patch comes out, sometimes the star map or the ship HUD doesn't exactly work real well with the wider screen resolutions.
That's a good one for Zane.
So yeah, it's one thing is because again, as I mentioned before, is like all of our UI is authored in a very static manner. So we would be able to in our stuff that we have our flexible layout. We're developing the ability to have flexible layouts. Those can we can have that resized potentially depending on your aspect ratio, your monitor. So everything remains visible on screen. But the challenge also is that things are in world as well. So, while maybe the mobiGlas might be in world, we could also, take what is your current screen resolution and be able to scale that UI, even though it is diegetic and it is in the world. Also, maybe like a combination of that and field of view changes. Although that's something we're still kind of looking into. In terms of getting that all to work.
At least at the high-end, screen shapes keep diverging from the 16:9 aspect ratio, and resolutions keep increasing from 1080p to 4K to, not far from now, 8K, or who knows when 16K will be on the horizon. And then throw in the subset of the community clamoring for VR support and gesture support. So many complexities. So very many complexities. But
the challenge also is that things are in world as well. So
put the interface actually in the 3D environment, actually existing as shapes in the 3D space, and suddenly it pretty much completely disappears. The widescreen just shows more of the width, just like it shows more of the width of the rest of the world. The higher resolution just shows things in greater crispness, just like it shows everything else in greater crispness. But by putting the UI as actually in the universe, it gets taken care of once and for all. It uses all the capabilities of the larger and higher resolution displays of today and tomorrow without breaking a sweat or causing any problems with the current screen sizes, shapes, and resolutions. Does that still seem like a waste of effort? It doesn't seem so to me. So let me address the apparent jitteriness of the demonstration. And it actually represents a problem that pretty much everybody who records in-game footage for publication on video encounters. I've seen a lot of it in the footage I've captured myself in-game, and most other streamers and content creators who utilize live footage do so too. What looked jerky to you, to the person who actually captured the footage, certainly seemed very smooth, because every motion that happened on the screen had been desired by the user, transmitted to a movement of their hand on the mouse, and then the anticipated movement on the screen. By the time the screen movement happened to the user, it was both desired and anticipated, and not jerky at all. It's kind of the same way in which a driver of a car is never the one in the car who gets car sick. It's always the passenger, particularly the back seat passengers. Because the driver sees the road ahead, anticipates the turn that is needed, is moving the wheel to cause that turn to happen, so by the time that change of direction reaches their inner ear, the actual cause of car sickness, it is not merely expected, but fully anticipated. It's a phenomenon that I've tried to keep in mind as I've made more videos. I've tried to keep my movements and head moving smoother and slower. But when you're capturing live gameplay in a dogfight or a bunker or cave, there are times when you simply have to keep your head on a swivel. So I'm going to suggest a little bit of expectation that jerky live game capture is sort of unavoidable. Anyhow, now for an update on our Grow the Channel Ship giveaway. As of recording, we are at 83% of the subscriber goal and 74% of the membership goal to give one lucky player their choice of the Anvil Liberator, the ship shipping ship for shipping your ships, or the Misk Odyssey long length look ahead launcher lorry. Members, you're entered automatically, and if the winner was a member as of the publication date, the winning video, and at the giveaway date, keep that in mind if you've let your membership expire, they will win both the Liberator and the Odyssey. For non-members, just be a subscriber and comment with the secret word. And the secret word for this video is the movie that the new UI demonstration reminded me of. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Danny Raymond with Ray's Guide.
Sorry, Danny, I'm gonna have to give you the full tour some other time.
The Marxists moved a couple of weeks ago. Nobody knows where, still searching for family and employer.
Time horizon 12 minutes.
All right, what he's doing now we call scrubbing the image, looking for clues as to where the murder's gonna happen.
Original running bond brick pattern, streamline early Georgian.